everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. I am Julie of Julie's Plans, and here on my channel I talk about everything planning, organization, lifestyle, with a little bit of shenanigans sprinkled in between. So today's video is a super fun one. It is the 25 Days of Planner Tips collab hosted by Tamara over at the Paper and Pen Girl. This is an annual event that she hosts every single year, and I am honored once again to be a part of it. So thank you very much, Tamara, and welcome to the last day of 25 Days of Planner Tips. I know that my original posting date was supposed to be a couple of weeks ago, but if you may or may not know, I was kind of down with the plague. I had both flu and COVID, and now I am on the road to recovery, so here we are. So thank you so much for being so patient with me. So I really love the topic that was picked for this year because it is all about planner accomplishments, and I got really excited about this topic because what I want to talk about is how my planner has helped me professionally. So when I'm not here on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok creating all kinds of content, I am an HR generalist by day. So I work in the field of human resources for a company that has approximately 150 employees. So I am the sole HR person for that specific location, and I really realized just how much I was going to lean into depending on my planner to be successful in my role in human resources. So while I can't show you my planner because it has a lot of HR confidential information, I can tell you what I use my planner for. So I use my planner to plan out meetings, any sort of goals and objectives we may have as a business, and how I can support that as a human resources professional. So that means staffing, maybe reducing of staffing, maybe doing some sort of market analysis that needs to be done to help better our business and better serve the employees who work for our company. So a lot of ways that my planner has helped me is to not only plan ahead, but to also reflect on some of the things that I was able to accomplish and maybe not accomplish and figure out why. What I like to do when I plan out my day, week, month, whatever, I actually break up my planning by quarter. So a lot of what I do is tied to money, right? Which is typically by the quarter. So what I like to do is set goals for each individual quarter. I like to track my progress. I also like to track the things that I have not progressed on. Can they be moved to the next quarter, or does this need to be moved to the following year? Sometimes that just happens professionally. But the way that my planner has helped me is tracking all of those things: the progress, the good, the bad, the ugly, the things that needed to be changed and adjusted. So for those of you that also may not know, I have a little bit of a military background, both being active duty and a civilian Department of Defense employee. And so oftentimes we use things called an after action review. Well, I took that particular system and put it in my work life. And honestly, you could use that system in anything that you do in life, right? So when we have a particular project at work, I will typically break down all of the steps. Once the project is complete, I will talk about all of the things that worked and what didn't work. It's almost similar to like the Moxie Life goal setting system, which is why I think I love it so much. But I use that time to figure out how to either tweak the process. I'm really huge on process improvement, so documenting things in my planner has been exceptionally important in all of the projects that I have my hands in as an HR professional. Another way tracking my progress through the quarters has helped me professionally has been, honestly, for my own professional growth as well. So I was able to take all of those things that I tracked throughout the year, all of my projects that I worked on, all of my hiring initiatives, all of my restructuring initiatives, policies, training, etc. I was able to track all of that progress, and every time I sat down for a quarterly review with my supervisor, I was able to simply look at my planner and say, hey, this is what I was able to get done. This is what I wasn't able to get done. These were the roadblocks. This is how I'm going to adjust. And this is how I'm going to be successful in the next quarter or the next go around of this project if it comes up. And then I would take each of those quarterly reviews that I did on myself and would present to my supervisor. I would use them for my annual review and do it as a sort of like big summary of how my year went as an HR professional. Was I successful in certain areas? What areas do I need to work on? Because we're not all perfect, right? There's going to be areas that we have to work on. And I would use that in my annual review with my supervisor. How did this overall help me with my job? Well, let me tell you something. In the last year, I have gotten promoted once, and I have gotten not one, but 2 raises, all because I was able to take the data that I kept in my planner and present it when it was time to come and say, hey, I have looked at everything that I've been able to do successfully for this company, and here's where I feel the value should be added to my paycheck. So I definitely encourage you, whether you are tracking progress in your personal life or your professional life, put it down on paper. I also like to add that in my professional world, I do use other systems such as Outlook, because the rest of our team uses Outlook, so I kind of don't have a choice there. I'll transfer a lot of information from my paper planning to digital planning if I feel like it's necessary. Another system that I love to use that's electronic is Evernote. I feel like it's a perfect electronic notebook. I can break things down by category. I can have specific topics within my notebook. I can set up to-do lists in case I don't want to carry around something that has paper or some confidential information. I don't ever put confidential information in those electronic areas. I know for some people they're like, oh, that's a little bit backwards. Why don't you keep it online and then put everything else on paper? Well, for me, it's like, well, no one can go into my office. It's a secure space, so I do keep things locked away that are on paper. Just wanted to clarify that. The other way that planning has helped me feel very accomplished in my role is that I document so many things, right? It just kind of comes with the territory when you work in human resources. But having things documented gives you a reference point. So in HR, we tend to do a lot of investigations, a lot of interviews, a lot of asking questions, analyzing different scenarios and things like that, right? So I can keep places documented within my planner or my notebook or whatever system that I'm using to plan to sort of reference those specific incidences or interviews or any investigations that I've had to do, and that can help me in an investigation or an interview in the future. So again, paper is king or queen. It has helped me out so much within my job. Also, another part of my job has a little bit to do with talent acquisition in the way that I often have to interview and onboard new employees. My planner has helped me to accomplish setting up a more streamlined approach to onboarding. If you've ever been hired at a new company, it can kind of feel like you're being pulled in 15 different directions, right? I always joke around at work that my middle name is efficiency because I'm always looking for ways that are easier for both the employer and the employee experience so that it doesn't feel so overwhelming, right? You don't need a million things coming at you within the first couple of days at work. So by tracking what we did before with our onboarding process and kind of interviewing folks and saying, hi, how did you like the onboarding process? Like, what worked for you? What would you like to see less of? And being really open to that feedback and then documenting it in my planner or my notebook that I was using or my Evernote, I was able to go back and look at the overall process and completely revamp it. And it really helped our company reduce turnover, and overall the employees were happier, which of course is always the goal for someone in HR. Before I end this video today, even though I can't show you my current planner because it has too much confidential information, I can show you the planning system that I will be using for work for 2023, and I just know that it's going to continue to keep me on that path to success in my role in human resources. So I will be using a planner from Cloth and Paper, as well as a notebook so that I can keep notes from all of our meetings, interviews, any conversations that I just kind of want to make notes of certain things. And I think that these are both going to be super, super helpful. This is slightly smaller than what I used this current year. I use like a 7x9 type of daily planner at work, but I have a hybrid position in my role. So some days I work from home and some days I'm in the office. So this will be a little bit more compact and easier for me to throw in my backpack. And I have no doubt that this is going to help me be just as successful as I was in 2022. Okay guys, so that is it for my portion of the 25 days of planner tips and how planning has helped me be successful in my professional career. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me. I hope you guys had a very wonderful holiday, and thank you again to Tamara from the Paper and Pen Girl for inviting me to be a part of this collab. This is always such a fun event every single year. Once again, I am Julie of Julie's Plans, and if you're new to my channel, I hope that you will stick around and subscribe. If you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you're already subscribed, make sure you click that notification bell so that you know when my videos are posted here on YouTube. As always, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.